Welcome back. We're not quite sure what's going on there at Sasol, but perhaps when all you're answering is the complaints hotline, it can get a little wearying. So the CFO, Hanré Rousseau, is out, and may we just say good luck to new CEO Simon Baloyi. So you've lost the CEO and the CFO effectively in 6 months. Fleetwood Grobler, well, he was retiring. But Hanré Rousseau had only been there for 2 years. Very top-rated analyst.
Is there any story around it?
Nothing. Nothing official at
Nope.
all. Not even a, they didn't even think they said we appreciate his
Did he
time.
know which side the debit was on and which side the credit was on?
I think so.
I don't know, Sasol, David.
I mean, did he say, look, I've had enough of it, or were there issues?
If the CFO leaves, Baba,
I don't know, that's what
you must
always
also
worries
leave.
me. When the investor relations come out, everything seems to be great. And you say, well, what's the real story? Tell us. Maybe he didn't like the job, he might have clashed. We'll find out eventually.
Or it could be that you are honestly the repository of a whole bunch of, no one likes you. Everyone likes to hate Sasol. They bash them the whole time. It's reflected in your share price. It's reflected in what's been happening to your operations. And I'm not sure if they can actually see a way out of the conundrum where they're like a double polluter. They use
and Greta
gas and
Thunberg
coal
is
to
closing
produce
in.
fuel.
That's a difficult business, but it's a chemical business now. They need a turnaround in global economies and demand for
global
prices.
chemicals have been hit.
But if you look at the share price, it's awful.
That's my question to you, David. So everybody I speak to, except you two, says, yes, this is the deal of the decade. Sasol is worth 300. If you stand a bank, they say it's worth 550, and yet it just keeps on falling.
But no one's listening to them.
No one.
I always watch the smart money, and the smart money is running away. And that's why I'm not a chartist, but I like to look at charts. And
but it is going...
If it keeps going this way, like so many other shares on our market, you've got to recognize that pattern.
Yeah, it is going the wrong way.
The wrong way.
Regardless what all the smart people say, the smart money has left the building. In M&A land, Canal Plus just keeps buying those multi-choice shares, a few deal nerves. What are they up to now? Almost 43%?
Over 42%.
Yeah.
So closer to 43% now. So what do you mean deal nerves?
Oh, well, are they? Why are they buying shares in the open market?
They think the share price is cheap. Then they'll buy
Cheaper
it.
than the
Makes-
offer.
It's above their offer.
No, it's not.
It's
Offer's
not.
125.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
so
it's
there you
below
have your
that, so they
answer.
can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
So why is the share price not at 125 rand? Time value of money?
Yep.
I don't.
People taking profits, not sure the deal's going to
It's
go.
going
I have to
through.
say, I don't
Deal's
actually
gonna
understand this.
I think arbitrage
Almost
people
anything about
are, maybe arbitrage people are saying, look, we've made good money here, so we'll sell a bit. And then they're buying their shares.
Yeah, I don't think they can see much upside.
But also, if you're waiting for the deal to close at whatever price, and the price is not converging to that, it's probably easier to just get out now. And then
The present value of future cash. Yeah.
there you go.
And if it collapses and the deal doesn't happen, and I don't think that is the case, but if it does, they've almost effectively got negative control. I mean, they're at almost 43%. They carry on buying, they'll get to 45, 46.
Yeah, and we still got to get.
And then it's going to be hostile, though,
commission.
if
Is
the
that
deal
through,
fails.
or is it not through? Are they
It's
allowed to own
almost-
40%?
It's almost through.
Yeah.
Oh, but in terms of
Apparently.
foreign ownership of
Of a
media,
media
assets,
company.
no one has said cricket.
I know.
So,
Anyway,
yeah.
there you got your answer why it's trading at 118 and not 125.
Goodness knows the JSE needs a little bit more excitement than Raya Mzansi protesting jobs for sex practices as the doors, which hopefully a tie-up with the Saudis will bring it. So Raya Mzansi's petition aside, the JSE has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Saudi stock exchange, sharing of resources, potential future listings. Good thing.
If Saudi Aramco comes to the JSE, yes.
Name me two Saudi stocks. You've named
Aramco.
one more.
What's it?
Saudi Aramco and one other, and?
The Saudi
Saudi
bank.
Financial Services.
Exactly.
I don't know.
We just made that up. It has to be financial.
The King's ransom.
Bless them, man. They're trying.
They have lots of money though, the Saudis.
They're good.
invest
You should be
what?
nice.
Companies?
If someone has a lot of money, wants to be your friend, you say, hey, yes. You don't ask why.
Mind you, is this all part of the whole Saudi sort of washing of its image abroad. So
I
and
think
it's done
next.
through a lot of
I think we should move on to the next one now. We want to get into
why?
trouble.
It's a fair, it's a fair
People
question.
They call it whitewashing.
washing. So,
Sports
Saudi
washing.
sports washing. So the
Are they
live
doing-
golf
Are they
tour.
doing
They-
FSP washing?
they are doing an awful lot to burnish.
I'd
their
be really
image
upset as an investor if you called
Ever
me
since
that.
they beheaded
I have
old,
money.
Old dissident
Oh
journalists.
my
Ever
word.
since they killed a journalist in their embassy and cut him into pieces.
You both also journalists, so you watch
Watch
what
out.
you say.
But
Is that why you moved slightly closer to David?
We've got such a high opinion of EM. Nobody really likes emerging markets. They like China, which is not really an emerging market.
market.
Not giant
it's kind of
businesses there.
emerged.
What do you want to go into Saudi Arabia for? No offense to the
South Africa, the
So
other
what do
way
you want
around.
South Africa.
But
Son?
so the JSE's done this before. I remember they did a tie-up with Russia and Brazil, and we could trade each other's index futures. And on the day of the launch, I think there were 2 trades, 1 in each.
Yeah, okay,
And then that was it.
that's a big breakthrough.
No, but that was a decade ago, and no more.
No, I know. You want to buy.
We want Saudi.
Microsoft,
no,
you want to buy.
We want Saudi to list all their businesses in South Africa as a dual listing, secondary listing. Yes, please. That's capitalism, not what you just did.
I think shame. I think they're desperate moves, and it's not their fault. I think this is a global movement that regional stock exchanges are getting smaller and smaller.
But even New York, I mean, I saw the chart from New York, from the peak of 96, it's down about 50%, a number of listings, not in size.
I agree. Yeah.
We're down in listings and size.
I
Yeah,
just
but
wrote an article up now on the just to try and explain Anglo-American, and I went back to when I first started, and the whole conclusion was we've never recovered from the loss of our gold sector, the JSE. We've never ever, simply because there were so many ancillary industries around the gold mining industry, and as we shrunk, we've never really come back with an alternative strategy.
But if we'd had a forward-thinking government to create great regulations to spur on innovation and investment, you wouldn't have had to rely on a dying and barbarous relic.
We just put obstacles in the way in the name of politics, ideology and so on. We stopped the growth. And that's really sad. And Anglos as well, when Russia opened, we forget the amount of new resources that came onto the market. And poor old Anglos and their De Beers hegemony were just shattered, So I think we've never really got back to that. And the JSE is struggling to try and get back to where it once was and, the glory and honor that it had.
Okay.
No, so I have a rebuttal. Well, it's probably different, but though, I shared an article with you on Monday talking about how basically the New York Stock Exchange and the Nasdaq hasn't seen that much listings as well, but they have a different problem there where you've got all these big businesses that are basically buying all businesses that could potentially list. They buy them early and they just swallow them. Sometimes they don't even...
Or the acquisitions by Google, Microsoft.
Yes, 861 or something that ridiculous. That could have been potential listings that were all just gobbled up by companies that had money.
No, that's a very good point. That's a massive point,
So to end as a journalist, love you Saudi Arabia. If we only had Novo Nordisk to call our own, because you can never be too thin or too rich, and if you're taking Ozempic and buying the Danish group's shares, you are definitely both. It's just a rocket, isn't it?
Yeah. Just the amount, I think we underestimate what the demand is going to be and how competitive this industry is. It's run by Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly. They are the 2 massive players. But this drug works. And this is not a celebrity drug. As you mentioned, this is not for getting too thin for Kim Kardashian or whoever else takes it.
But that's where it started. That's where the concept was proven.
But it's
Elon Musk, Kim Kardashian, all these people got it first.
They say that only 3% of people with obesity are taking this drug. So there's a massive market out there.
Okay.
Yeah, massive potential.
Yeah, so
And it works.
I'm not going to talk about Eli Lilly. I mean,
You can talk about whatever you want.
Novo Nordisk in particular, but
Within bounds.
yeah. Amgen last night, cracker numbers, but they were more excited about the developments around these weight loss drugs, up 16% pre-market.
Which firm is that?
Amgen.
Amgen.
The one I kept on saying
Amgen.
it's going to be the 3rd player in weight loss. No one listened to me. Now it's happening.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what's the bull got above its horns?
We don't know.
I don't know the story
We've got to send a
behind
picture
the logo.
on AI, on ChatGPT, number 4, whatever it is. Take that
4.
picture
Yep.
and interpret.
And
Yeah.
ask it.
Okay. Why, however, are you buying Life Healthcare or any hospital shares on the JSE for that matter? They came out with the trading updates. Their shares were smashed. It wasn't terrible, the trading update, but it wasn't great either, I guess.
Yeah.
And there seem to be a lot of people who think that Life, actually a lot of people in Stockwatch have picked Life as a
No,
stock
just
pick, and it's just not going anywhere.
Yeah, so everyone has this thing that, when the turnaround eventually happens, things like hospital makers are going to be the ones that, head upwards. And this has been a narrative since 2014, 2015. That hasn't really turned around. Instead, Mediclinic went down so much that, was bought out.
delisted.
Remgrandh took it out.
A
Yeah.
shipping
And,
company.
they bought it for close to nothing in comparison to its highs. So I don't know. So people are probably waiting for this set of numbers, saying maybe this is the one that actually is the blowout numbers, but it didn't happen. So everyone's just
It's
selling.
the overhang of NHI and our premier saying that,
That
come
too.
30 May you can go to any hospital you want. I was selling some Discovery, and it's the weirdest thing. Small position I've got left, and I hit, and like I sell it, and like the market just fades away. Little me should not be moving markets. I mean, there's just no liquidity in our health stocks.
And they don't have a market maker, clearly.
No, there is no market maker there, but it is.
Is it also what people understood to be bulletproof defensive shares are no
Correct.
longer it? Because hospital groups used to be in that basket, and almost unthinkingly so.
That's what I was sold when I was in university.
Yeah.
You buy these defensive stocks, it was SAB, it was hospital stocks, it was British American Tobacco. If you had those,
Apart from SAB, your portfolio is decimated.
you see what I mean?
Yeah, sad days indeed. Again, hello Saudi Arabia, we love you. And finally, we understand that the cost of living is high everywhere, but wheeling in your recently deceased uncle to extract a bank loan is where we draw the line. That didn't stop a Brazilian woman from trying, although suspicious bank staff were onto the lady who used her hand to keep the deceased pensioner's head upright, not to mention the way she gripped his lifeless hand around a pen as she urged him to sign the loan. I mean, it's deeply cunning, a little ghoulish, but...
More than a little.
yes, dead uncle.
Yeah, she willed him in. He had passed away 6 hours previously.
Oh, 6
apparently.
hours.
Yes,
That
yes.
wasn't that bad. It wasn't
He was
No, it's
sort
still
of
bad. It's definitely bad.
definitely there is.
Oh,
limp. You're not going to do this to either of your relatives.
Now I'm already at that place.
can you take a loan for me, my friend?
Can we just, can you
Sign
be
here.
Maybe a second when we go to Capitec.
Sign here, quickly.
Here's the pen. And that was the week that was. Brian, David, thanks for joining us. Have a good evening and a great weekend.